3 years after my sister defended my attacker, he struck again at her own wedding. Now she's divorced, in therapy, and drowning in guilt. I haven't spoken to my sister Claire in 3 years, not since she stood in our parents' living room and told me I was overreacting, that I misunderstood him, that Dylan was a good guy who made a mistake. Dylan was her best friend's older brother. Charismatic, confident, the kind of guy who owned every room he walked into. At a party during my junior year of college, he cornered me in a hallway. What happened next lasted maybe 90 seconds, but it fractured something inside me that never quite healed right. When I finally told my family 2 weeks later, I expected support. Instead, I got skepticism. My mother's face went tight. My father shifted uncomfortably. But Claire, she went on the offensive. Dylan said you were flirting with him all night, that you got upset when he didn't respond the way you wanted. I felt the floor tilt beneath me. He assaulted me, Claire. You're being dramatic. He barely touched you. You're going to ruin his reputation over nothing. That word, nothing. It echoed in my head for months. Our parents stayed neutral, which felt like choosing his side. Claire doubled down, maintaining her friendship with Dylan's sister, posting group photos with him in them. Each notification felt like a small betrayal. I moved across the country after graduation, built a life in Seattle that didn't include weekly dinners or holiday drama. Therapy helped, so did distance. Then, 18 months ago, Claire's engagement announcement appeared in my email. She was marrying Marcus, a guy she'd been dating for 2 years. The wedding invitation arrived 3 weeks later. Formal cardstock, my name in elegant script, no personal note. I didn't respond. My mother called. You need to let this go. It's been years. This is Claire's day. She chose him over me. I said quietly. She was young. She didn't understand. She was 23, Mom, old enough to know better. I didn't go to the wedding. Instead, I worked a Saturday shift and tried not to think about my sister walking down an aisle I should have been standing beside. The call came 6 days later. Mom's voice was shattered. Something happened at the wedding. With Dylan, my blood went cold. Apparently, Dylan had gotten aggressively drunk at the reception, started making uncomfortable comments to bridesmaids. Then he cornered Marcus's younger cousin in a coat room. She was 19. She screamed loud enough that people came running. Security removed him. The police were called. Marcus's cousin filed a report immediately, surrounded by a dozen witnesses who'd seen Dylan's behavior escalate throughout the night. Claire's devastated, Mom said. She keeps saying she should have believed you, that this is her fault. I felt nothing, just a cold, hollow vindication that tasted like ash. 3 months later, Claire's marriage imploded. Marcus couldn't forgive her for inviting Dylan despite knowing my history. The trust was broken. He filed for divorce. That's when the letters started arriving. The first one was 7 pages long. Claire's handwriting, cramped and desperate. She apologized for everything, for not believing me, for choosing comfort over truth, for letting our parents' doubt influence her, for posting those photos, for making me feel invisible in my own pain. I thought I knew him, she wrote. I thought you were confused, or exaggerating, or trying to cause drama. I was so wrong. I'm so sorry. I read it once and put it in a drawer. More letters came. Claire was in therapy now, working through her guilt and shame. She'd cut off Dylan's family entirely. She'd told our parents they needed to apologize to me properly or she wouldn't speak to them either. My mother called crying, please, just talk to your sister. She's falling apart. She's falling apart? The words came out sharper than I intended. I fell apart 3 years ago and she called me dramatic. Last week, Claire showed up at my apartment. She looked hollowed out, 20 pounds lighter, eyes red and swollen. I don't expect forgiveness, she said through my closed door. I just need you to know that I believe you now. I'm so sorry I didn't believe you then. What happened to Emma at my wedding? That's on me. I invited him. I defended him. I gave him access to another victim. I stood there, hand on the doorknob, remembering that night 3 years ago when my own sister chose a predator's reputation over my truth. Some apologies come too late. Some damage can't be undone. I didn't open the door, retry.